Hi, and welcome back to Odyssey of Ascension. This is Roxanne. Thank you so much once again for tuning in. Thumbs up? Yay! Greetings once again to the collective. This is Ocyphius from the Oversoul Collective Fire. We shall continue that idea of Jane in her impartations once again of the 12 Indoctrines. Please stand by. Greetings once again to the collective. This is Jane from the Speaker Idea. Thank you once again for inviting us in to co-create with that of humanity in this epic idea of the space-time now. In continuation, pardon me, in continuation of the 12 Indoctrines, we have spoke highly of the first one, and we shall now, let's say, give you offerings on the second idea with this certain space-time now, of this Egyptian parallel lifetime, if you would. We will, at the end of this summation of the 12, offer you the ideas on how we tested each initiate upon their learning so they could, let's say in your terms, graduate to the next idea. And this idea we shall once again make a complete video of each one and their, let's say, supplemental tests in that fashion. We shall continue now with the idea of Indoctrine 2. We would have you understand the idea of Indoctrine 2 is that of reason. We want to give the space-time now the reason upon this journey. When you are veiled upon the idea of birth, you have no idea why you're here. You only believe what you are told, what is coveting to you in the mirror that is valued. Whatever your choice is among the idea of the predictable, unpredictable amount of realities of belief systems you choose for the reason you're here is that of your own idea of yourself, truly. And the construct of the belief system that you chose to be birthed into, with the idea of the blueprint, if you will, and the probable realities that will play out from such a manner. We now speak upon the idea of the reason you are here. First and foremost, it is the second idea of the doctrine. You are here solely for experience. To create the idea of the Creator, you, in and of itself, for expansion. That's it. Do not think for one iota of a second you are here for a particular purpose other than creating all that is over and over and over again. We would have you understand that you are the Creator. The Creator only knows itself through itself. You are the itself of the Creator. You are the Creator. When you experience and expand yourself through your own free will choice of experience, then you understand now you are here to evolve yourself, coupled with evolving the Creator in and of itself. You are here only to experience as the fundamental core reason you chose to incarnate rather here. There might be the idea of excitement, a fresh perspective. Sure, you can define a different ideas when you're up here, before you fractalized yourself, veiled yourself, if you will, to come down and experience the idea of forgetfulness. That may be a motivator, but it is not the reason. That may be exciting, but it is not the reason. You are always doing the one reason, knowing yourself, period. Know thyself was written in your idea of the Bible. It is the most core fundamental idea of creation. The only way to know thyself is to experience thyself. Who are you? You are God. You are the Creator. You are itself. We have a visitor in that idea. So please understand that you are here only in your, let's say, core belief, if you choose to understand that. Hold it as a wisdom or a belief, it matters not. That is your journey. To experience that of the Creator, which is you. This is confusing for a lot of initiates and ideas, for the dogma and belief systems of, coupled with definitely the spirituality world, in your space-time now, you deem an idea of an egoic approach. That egoic approach is, why am I here? I must be serviceable. I must have an idea of a purpose. I want to make a difference. Stop, step back, zoom way up to creation, and look around. Your actions, your thought, your deeds, indeed, your breathing, your blinking, your sneezing, your coughing, your hair growing, your movement, your thoughts, your speaking, your love-making, your jealousies, your hatred, all of it is creation. You are never not knowing yourself. It is only the fundamental idea of the veil that tells you, I need to be a certain idea in order to be the idea of purpose. Your ideas of purposes are definable by ego, for you were born into a veiled world. The only other side is the other side, all that is. In the veiled world, you only know what is not, separation. So you choose what is not to understand what you are. What is not is the idea of fear, negativity, the idea of falsehood, if you will. But you attach to these ideas because they give you an emotional standpoint of acceptance, of belonging, of being admired. Because you are lost and you feel this ache in your heart, do you not? Oh, sure, all of you do. You feel a longing to go home. You feel like you missed something and you can't figure what it is. But it is an ache within your heart that beats slowly, constantly, all of your hours. To feel the idea of yourself. However, you cannot understand yourself, for you are not taught that you matter. Deep in that one. Ponder on this. So in this idea, we taught the initiates, the sole purpose is experience. It is not a definable reason that is equatable, listen now, equatable to a definable understanding that is birthed within the idea of the veiled world. It's on the other side. Everything learned in the veil is illusion. The remembrances along the journey are the wisdom, you poking through the veil, if you will, allowing the infinite intelligence, rather, to birth through. Remember, it is not your mind that is doing it. Your mind is incapable of thought. Your mind is incapable of original thought. Your mind is here to expand itself as well through experience. It is most definitely not the catalyst for experience, for that is your higher self. And your higher self gives you the experience that is most beneficial for you to understand yourself in choice. These choices are polarity. You choose. Do you understand that the free will choice has always been, always will be in that of play? In the idea of this incarnation. We had ideas of no free will choice. We had ideas of knowing in the third density, i.e. no veil. And they all played out in their own ideas. But it was lackluster because there was a knowing or there wasn't free will. And the limitations of that in and of itself was, let's say, ending to where it was no longer experienced, for there was nothing else to understand within that complex idea. That logos, if you will, that created the paradigm of playground for you to play in. Not all of you, some of you. But in this idea, with the added element of veil and free will choice, the experience for the Creator to know itself through you, the Creator, is what you would call never-ending. For it is each understanding of the self that has the possibilities unforeseen in all the nows, for it is forever and it is always happening all the time. You will never know yourself, for you are always understanding yourself every now, forever. How beautiful is that? We understand that this might be an idea of, let's say, provocative, interesting, but truly, if you find yourself in desperation, if you find yourself in failure, if you find yourself in judging yourself, you can always step back and look at the core fundamental reason why you're here, to experience. You can chalk things up to experience, if that gets you by that moment, gives you a bridge into releasing your own guilt from that, i.e. experience that you could not, let's say, look at in a neutral manner and let your emotions sway you into the idea of judgment. And then quickly, it's just experience. Let it play out. And you do. So when you see that it is for experience, you are always creating for the Creator, which is you, forever. Then you can maybe let go of definitions of purpose. A purpose that only, if birthed within the veiled complex, has an ending, because it is limited, because it was birthed in limitation. So take this idea and expand upon yourself in this fundamental core idea. I am here to experience myself, the Father, the Creator, the point zero source, God, all that is. However you choose to do it, it's up to you. It makes no difference. Because that is the free will joy for you creating in the moment, right now. You are always constantly giving to me, and I am always constantly giving to you. You are not outside of this realm. You are not outside of this galaxy. You are not outside of creation. You will always be here, and your experience furthers ourselves, all that is. So each initiate would understand and, let's say, reason with themselves, train with themselves, question with themselves, core beliefs that keep them inhibited to understand you are here for experience. Then we had some, let's say, ideas of classes, if you will, that gave each idea from the higher self connected through us a catalyst of experience so they may see it as experience. For this will release so many definitions of definable confusion within your own distortion. Those confusion items will only draw up emotional attachments. The attachments that you were birthed with by accepting them, or let's say setting them in play upon birth, so you can now see them, to heal them, to offer them in healing to other selves throughout this journey of third density. So each initiate by the higher self would, let's say, be offered the idea of a deep core catalyst that would rock their world and upset them. So each initiate would do this in front of all the other initiates. From now on, if you would say, it is, let's say, until the last class. Let's say all initiates are together. All teacher-learners, all learner-teachers are always together in what you call working idea hours. For if you have one, that is a catalyst. And then you have another, that is a catalyst for the other. Do you not get the doubling effect? Yes. So you add more and more and more. So the rapidity of ascension, of knowing thyself through thyself and experience from the subjective point of view, only intensified within this. For we have knocked down the barriers of judgment in this pod, in this idea of this, let's say, sanctuary of this classroom idea, the mystery schools. It was comfortable, it was loving, it was very, let's say, easy to live in, especially in comparison with your societal needs of status, of having, of showing, of, let's say, barfing up knowledge so you can feel good about yourself. That's all that is. So in this idea, each initiate would get their reflection, catalyst, idea, yes, from their initiate working with them at that time, teacher working with them at time, those two in front of all, and would bring up something that would shake their world in your idea. It would give them an idea of an emotional attack, a lot of you will call it. It would piss them off. It would scare them to death. For there are many ideas of deep core belief systems that would just crumble you if we exposed it in a minute. But we can't do that because that hurts. We're not here to hurt. We're here to unveil. Little by little, piece by piece, chipping away at the beam of light that you have covered up with your own idea of your belief self. Separated you. So each took their turn. Each showed their idea. Many had deep secrets, painful to bring out, but most certainly ready with the amount of love in the room, with the amount of perspectives from infinite intelligence funneling through the idea of each initiate, each teacher, to bring in the purple ray, infinite intelligence. Unconditional love, undistorted, only offer in a vibrational sense. Your mind is looking for something in the validation of 3D to hold on to. It is not there. It is the vibrational feeling within the context of that room. You're walking into an eternal orgasm in your eyes. Truly. It is the melding of all of your energy bands into one idea. That's the comforter that comes. The comforter, i.e., is your Holy Spirit in the idea of your biblical terms. Would come and melt your heart so you can allow this to come full. And many idea tears were shed. Much healing in the second idea school. And this would repeat until clarity came into play, to where whatever was presented to each initiate, they would be stone, cold, still, in your equatable terms, unmoved by the emotional, i.e. attack that was presented, yet 100% experiencing it in the beauty of the unconditional love that it is. Everything, entities, is unconditional love. You understand you have distorted it by choice to understand how to undistort it by choice. This is the beauty. In whatever choice you make, it can be no other thing except experience. It can be no other thing except unconditional love. That is our second class. This is the idea. We shall, what you call, idealize this in furtherment, a summation in our next interaction. This school was, let's say, give me a 15 weeks, usually long. No many, let's say not many, very few, would actually leave after this idea. But if the piercing of the veil was too great for the initiate, some may choose to leave. For the range of embarrassment is unfurled in this idea. It is open. And embarrassment in your idea is very defeating, for you're always looking for acceptance because you forgot to love yourself, period. You're the creator. You try to love your parents. You try to fit yourself into their world. You try to love your brothers and your sisters. You try to be accepted. And when the idea came up of no acceptance, you were embarrassed. Deep one. Without just shedding. It was good. So, once again, this is Jane from the Speaker Idea. We are a collective oversoul. It is wonderful once again to create with you that of humanity. We are honored. Until our next Space-Time Now, I bid you a good day. I will return you to that of Ocyphius. And our eternal thanks once again, that of Jane. Alright? This is Ocyphius once again from the Oversoul Collective Fire. It has been a great dance once again with that of humanity. The interaction experience in creating all that is, understanding yourself, the creator. Never discount that you are and can and always will be the one, the only, all that is. I am that, you are that. We are one. Dwell upon this. Meditate on the will of this idea. It shall spawn a new reality, a new focal point of ascension for you. This is most beautiful. I bid you a good day. Adore. Beautiful. Hi. Okay, we're going to get this up. I love you guys so much. Thanks again for tuning in. Mwah.